Hello and good afternoon, and welcome to another video from T.W White Sons Mazda. Okay, so here we've got today a 2021 on a 71 plate Mazda CX-30. This car is the Sport Lux specification, 2-litre eSKYACTIV-G petrol engine. I'll come on to what that means in a moment. It's a manual transmission and is finished in arguably the most desirable and synonymous Mazda colour, Soul Red Crystal. This is a car we actually know really well. It's registered to our dealership as our demonstrator car, and it's been with us from day one. It's in close to as new condition as you would expect. It's covered about 3,000 miles. Sorry if the wind noise keeps cutting in and out, it's a bit breezy here today. Yeah, it's been with us from the off. Now these have an incredible specification. There is no such thing as a bad specification CX-30. They are all trimmed very, very well, and this being a Sport Lux sits in the middle of the range and has some of the best features of the car, things like the power lift tailgate and a few other bits that I'll come on to mention. Now a couple of minutes ago I mentioned a eSKYACTIV-G. You'll see it come up on a badge here. There's a little badge on the back of the car there that says eSKYACTIV-G. And that is relative to the engine technology. So they have two different engines on CX-30, one called eSKYACTIV-G and one called eSKYACTIV-X. And eSKYACTIV-G is the 122 PS 2-litre engine. This features cylinder deactivation, so if you're on a dual carriageway or a motorway, you're only going to be running the car on 2 cylinders if you're very, very gentle on the throttle. And there is a little infographic in the car that will show you that. And it's also a mild hybrid. So it has a small amount of electric to assist you during acceleration. It's completely self-sufficient. You wouldn't know it's there. You're not able to drive it on fully electric. It's just there to assist the petrol engine and increase the miles per gallon. Now CX-30, it's been around a couple of years now. Came out at the beginning of 2020 and had a very successful first year. All things considered, with what was going on in the world in 2020, it had a very good successful start. Now power lift tailgate, if you haven't had one of these before, it is a wonderful addition to any car, and you can do it off the key as you walk up to the car. You can do it off this button here, and there is a button inside the car to be able to do it too. And this button here actually means you can lock all the doors to the car when you're stood at the tailgate as well. And so very well thought out package. Now this car's fitted with the smart cargo system that Mazda offer with these. So you've got like this false floor, which you can actually sort of lift up and fold to one side, create like a divide in your boot if you wanted to keep items separate, or you can take it out altogether if you want to, fold it out of the way, and you've got a little bit of extra space down on this sort of lower level here as well. And I'll fold that out, and yeah, you've got a decent amount of space and a sort of high load area if you are going to put anything in the boot. Got rear parking sensors on this car. Press the button here for the power tailgate, and you'll notice just here is a reversing camera as well as the rear sensors. Another feature of a Sport Lux, you get these upgraded alloy wheels, which are, I think they're 18-inch on this car, all in Bridgestone Turanza tyres, which is what these are given from new, and in unmarked condition. But it's a really lovely style of alloy wheel, suits the car really nicely, and yeah, really sets the car off. In the back you've got this very nice sort of grey and black cloth interior. It's all in lovely condition as you'd expect. The car's been registered to us from day one. Excuse me. Fans in the back there if you want to keep the rear occupants hot or cold. All electric windows as you would expect. You also have keyless entry on this car. It's actually very easy to do. As you approach the car and you have the key in your pocket, just put your hand around the door handle and it'll unlock for you. And same on the front here, you've got this lovely dark cloth interior. It's all very nicely finished. Mazda have done a lot of work over the last few years with regards to interior quality, and boy does it show. CX-30 probably is the first car where it really sort of came through, probably a little bit in the Mazda 3 as well, but the interior quality is lovely. It's laid out so well, and the finish of the car is beautiful. You also notice in some specifications of CX-30, in I think it's the GT Sport specification, the top of the dash here is actually finished in like a brown leather, and not a lot of people are a fan of it because it does extend onto like the centre armrest as well. And in a Sport Lux you don't have that, and personally, yeah, I think all black really suits the car. You've got this very nice display. The centre screen is digital. It's a push button start car, so all you have to do is dip the clutch pedal, press that starter button one time, and the car will come into life. And yeah, that centre display there that you see, we've got your miles per hour, is all digital. So you're actually able to convert this to kilometres if you do go across to the continent. And you'll notice there's a little red line on 30 miles an hour there, and it says 30 up here. And that's because the car knows the speed zone you're in from the traffic sign recognition. So every time you go into, say, a 40, a 50 or a 60 mile an hour zone, that red line will move and actually show you the speed limit of the area you're in. It's a really subtle little feature, but personally really like that. I've driven the cars extensively that are fitted with the same feature, and it is very good. Really keeps you aware of your speed. Just shut the door so you can't hear any outside noise. Now this was one of the first cars as well, this and the Mazda 3, that had the upgraded multimedia system. So you've got a much bigger screen, real crystal clear display. Of course, you've got things like DAB digital radio, Bluetooth hands-free phone, so you've got connectivity for your phone. You also have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto if you do want to hardwire your phone into the car, and a fully integrated navigation system, which is a really decent sized screen, and yeah, very nice. If I select reverse, you'll also see got a really nice crystal clear picture of a rear camera there, and over at the side here you've got the picture that shows you where your parking sensors are and which ones are active. Climate control air conditioning system that you see there, push button start that I mentioned, all important heated seats, and you've got a little cubby hole down here. It's like a storage for your cup holders and whatnot. You have a 6-speed manual gearbox. Now the technology on the gearbox in this car is excellent. So not only, like all Mazdas, has it got a really nice feel to the gearbox, but it's got a very clever technology on it, whereby if you're changing from, say, 3rd to 4th gear, you dip the clutch pedal, go to make the change, and as you're in neutral about to select the next gear, it actually holds the revs at the appropriate place for 4th gear. So when you go into 4th, it makes for absolutely seamless changes. It's very clever. I'm not sure how they do it, I'm not technically minded, but it makes for absolutely seamless changes, and the car just glides along. It really is very good. And you've got electronic handbrake in this car. If you haven't used one before, all you have to do is have your foot down on the brake, press the button down to take the handbrake off, lift it back up to put it on. Really is that simple. There's nothing to be afraid of, and we'll give you a bit of a lesson in how to use it if you've not used one before. All the controls down here for the multimedia system. Like I say, if you twist the little display there, it can come on. I mentioned cylinder deactivation earlier as well. There's a little graphic here that will show you the hybrid battery, the state of it when it's being charged, and over there on the right hand side there where it says cylinder deactivation, this will show you when you're running on 2 cylinders. And if you're on a dual carriageway and you're really gentle on the throttle, your economy goes through the roof. It really is a good feature. Just turn the car off. You do have a adaptive cruise control system on this car as well, which is like a laser guided system. It will actually hook you onto the car in front of you, maintaining a preset distance, and it's very clever. You can set a speed you're happy to go up to. If there's a car in front of you, it'll match what they're doing. It'll accelerate and brake for you, and you've got lane departure warning as well, so it will actually steer you back into your lane if it feels you straying over a white line. It really is an incredible package, and it's been a very important car for Mazda over the last couple of years, and for us as a dealership, to be honest. And we do very well with CX-30. It's in that sort of SUV segment without going to a really big car. So you get the high up drive position, you get the big boot, and you get the awesome looks of the thing, because it's a very sharp looking car for an SUV, you know, you get all of that without going to an enormous car that you can't park. You know, it's a very good package. We're still able to offer finance deals on the car. It's definitely young enough to qualify for a PCP. We do some improved rate finance on some of the demonstrators as well, so do ask us about that. And although we're a Mazda main dealer, we accept part exchanges from all makes and models. It's very welcome part exchange at our dealership, and we'll give you a more than competitive offer for your car. Do give us a call if you'd like a valuation for it. If you've got any questions, please feel free to pick up the phone to us. Otherwise, we'll hope to hear from you soon. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers then. Bye.